Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? Oh, I didn't see you there. Nothing was happening. Welcome to another episode of Ian is a Weirdo. 2 in 1 day. Yeah, that's what we're doing. I just wanted to hang out with y'all. Sue me. Actually, don't. No money. You will receive literally nothing. I might have to give you one of my pets, which honestly is more of a burden for you than it is for me. So, um, I'm just saying. I still have time to crochet, so I figured the best way to crochet is to do it on the internet. So that's what I will be doing. And if you would like to join me on this journey, we were pretty serious earlier today. For some reason, it's not popping up on like some YouTube. It might not be up yet. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Because we tried to watch it on the TV because I wanted to like talk to my wife about it and like what my like I don't know, just kind of how I was feeling about it. And we couldn't find it, but then it was on her phone, so maybe you need to be subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, one, I understand. Two, if you would like to subscribe, you are welcome to. The best thing to do is when you subscribe, make sure you ring the notification bell, ding 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 ding, and put all, and then you'll get notifications when I go live or when I upload a pre-recorded video, which is hardly ever. Um, but yes, so I am. This June has been the month of stops and starts, and I talked about it a couple days ago, how I was, like trying to get these projects done, and then like something would happen, couldn't finish them, couldn't move forward with them because of XYZ, and that's basically been like the theme this month. I have so many stops and starts, and I don't know why I'm talking with my hand so much. It's because I don't have a crochet hook in there. But let's change that. So, if you watched earlier, you know exactly what I'm doing. If you haven't, then maybe you don't. So, I am making a hexagon cardigan, and half of it will be rainbow like this, and the other half will be in trans pride colors. Trans pride colors are light blue, light pink, and white. Um, I have this delicious yarn from Lion Brand, and it's in the color Cake Batter. And this is, of course, Lion Brand Ice Cream. It is a 3-weight yarn. The other yarn I used for the rainbow, almost all of it is a 4-weight. So it's not going to be, it's going to have to stretch a little to make sure everything lines up. However, the instructions that I followed for this video suggested a 6.5 millimeter or K size hook. So there's quite a bit of stretch, quite a bit of give to the project, especially with a 3-weight yarn. So I don't predict that there will be a problem, but I'm having so many problems, wouldn't surprise me. So this is what the hexagon looks like right now. Just kind of, I'm loving these colors. They're so great. When I first started using this yarn, I was afraid that it was not not changing colors as quickly as I wanted or needed them to. However, and I was like, well, the granny square, they'll definitely have, room to to change, and they actually change a lot faster than my initial impression would show. So I'm super happy with the color choice. The yarn is super soft. I haven't used ice cream before this. I have, I think 2 or 3 of the coffee color. But I haven't used them. And I've had them for quite a while. So I'm just doing, this is a very easy pattern, whether you know how to do granny squares or you don't. It's a very easy pattern to learn, and it just works out really, really nicely. It's really adaptable to pretty much anything. Like, you can make probably like any clothing out of granny squares, or the granny stitch. Hi, welcome in. I am working on my Pride cardigan, and using Lion Brand's ice cream yarn. Let me know what you're working on, because, you know, conversations are nice. And I just have had like the roughest time trying to finish a single project this June. So any words of support, moral support, you know, you got this, dude, or you know, you can do it, anything like that would be greatly appreciated, because it feels like I have pissed off the crochet gods. I was spit when I said that. I have pissed off the crochet gods, and they are taking it out on me. So I initially started working a Pride mesh top. If you're interested in the pattern, the pattern link is in the description below. It is on Etsy, and I was working the front, and right at the top of the shoulder, I stopped being able to understand the instructions, and so I was like, oh, maybe I'll like start making the back and see if that makes sense. If I messed up one of the rows or something like that beforehand. And then I was like, I'm just not feeling this now. Like, the top didn't seem like it was gonna fit me right, and so I just kind of tabled that, and then I started this Pride cardigan that I'm working on now. And as I was working on it, it was like resting on my leg, and I was like, this is really warm. Now I know you're supposed to use cotton and you know, bamboo and all of like the natural fibers for wearables during summer, but I am poor. So that wasn't gonna happen. Now, I could have used sugar and cream. I have all the colors of the rainbow because I make rainbow packers, but I just don't love, like, the thing about cotton versus acrylic is, like, there's such a wide variety of colors and, like, shades of colors. For acrylic, whereas cotton, there just aren't as many color options that are easily accessible. I found, I might be wrong, been wrong once or twice before in my life, so wouldn't be the first time. And so I really wanted specific colors that looked good together. I didn't want like a green that was kind of like weird when it was next to the blue, or, you know, anything like that. What, am I particular? Yes. Do I have the right to be? Sure. who cares? You know, it's me that's gonna be sweating my ass off, so. But I did put this down for a while because I was just like, it's too hot. And then I was like, okay, so I'm gonna make some Pride booty shorts. Ooh, And, I bought a pattern. It was expensive. And, expensive for a pattern. And I bought a pattern. Sorry about the squeaky chair. Nevertheless, it persisted. I was working the pattern up, and it doesn't look right. Like, there's no way that, like, it's gonna, like, somehow go on my body and, like, look right. Like, it's supposed to be, like, a fitted booty short, and instead it has, like, ruffles. I don't know. I might show you all later and get some advice, because, I could use some advice. I have, like, kind of an idea that might save it. However, I don't really have a lot of time to go back to the drawing board if that doesn't work. So, that's why I need advice. I need help. So let's see. I know I'm kind of like all over the place lately today, but I posted a video. I did a live about inclusivity earlier today. If you didn't get a chance to watch that, it would mean a lot to me if you watched the replay. Because I'm talking about something that I'm really passionate about, and I'm not just talking about for the queer community, or the alphabet community, however you want to, or the LGBTQ plus community, however you want to word that. I'm not just talking about them. I'm talking about everyone, inclusivity for all. So if you could watch that video, that would mean a lot to me, just because it's an important topic, and I think that discussion is really important for us to, grow as humans. Just my opinion, just my 2 cents. But I did put a lot of my, like, mental bandwidth to that live. So if I seem like a little bit like I'm, like, drooling out of my mouth, like, right now, that's why. I just need to crochet because Raleigh Pride. So I live in Raleigh, North Carolina, and Raleigh Pride is the 24th. And if I don't have anything to wear that I crocheted, I'm just gonna be real irritated, because I have been thinking about my Pride outfit for months now. For months. And I don't think about anything for months. I barely think about things for minutes. So, it should say a lot. Hey, Mombi. Oh, I was talking about those booty shorts just a second ago. So, I need your expert opinion. Because I need some help. I need some help. I don't know what to do. So let me grab them from my bag of tricks. Bag of tricks has a lot of bullshit in it, so let me find the booty shorts. Okay, so does this look like it could ever be booty shorts? Because to me, it doesn't. So this is my dilemma, and you want to bag of tricks. Yeah, it's actually a IKEA bag that is huge. I have like 3 of these ones. Oh my gosh, they're so good, especially for blanket yarn, because that stuff takes up so much room. But anywho, So this, it looks like a baby doll dress. It is so ruffly. So this is the Mark Ruffalo of trans clothing. What's that stupid joke? I'm sorry. So basically, these would be my sides. Maybe, I don't know, like, you can kind of pick where your sides are because there's no fucking corners in this thing. So, you know, just pick your poison, pick your thing. And then this is supposed to go into my crotch right there. And then this would be on my thighs. No. It looks like I'm wearing like a frilly shirt, doesn't it? So the thing about this pattern, so it's using the granny stitch. However, it doesn't focus on like, here, build up a corner. It's just like build up everything. So it's actually just like building like a big kind of basically a circle, which that's not the shape that I need or am going for. So I have been thinking I might frog, which is hard because I'm doing color control, so I like each row is like individually sewn in. Put out a granny shorts pattern. It's super cute. Okay, I will check them out. I just bought this pattern and I paid like $8 for a pattern for shorts. It's a 2-row repeat, and I was like, I wrote my review. I was like, I should have waited to like actually like see if the pattern worked. I mean, there were so many positive reviews. I was like, this is bound to work. Everything will come together. And then again, the crochet gods have said, ah, bitch, no. I'm like hyped, but also tired. I'm in a weird place. Maybe email the designer. Yeah, I thought about doing that, but like, I feel like I just don't even have time to email people. Like, even though like I don't know. Hey, Mary, welcome in. So what I'm thinking is, so like right about in this third row in, third or fourth row in, it starts to curl. So I was thinking about, but if we look at that shape, that's much more the shape that we want to make a, you know, whatever that shape is, short. So I'm thinking of frogging 3 or 4 rows and then just doing like starting to make, just like decide where I want to place corners and just start making my granny stitches. Like voguing. But start making the corners where I strategically want them to be. Because yeah, like it has so many like corner spaces that it's like it's just round. So it'll be a pain in the ass to frog, but so this is Mandala Ombre. Don't remember the color name. It is downstairs, but yeah, it's so weird, and I just don't know how I'm supposed to do this. It's possible that maybe I like fucked something up while I was watching Ghostbusters. But like really, like I was like looking at the pattern over and over again. I was just like, I don't see how this could make any other shape. So yeah, the colors are wonderful, aren't they? So it has the dark blue, the light blue, a light pink, and a darker pink. You can see it better here. The ring light I'm using. My mother-in-law has a ring light, and I don't. darker pink and a lighter pink. So it's not like exactly verbatim. I can't read a pattern to save my life, so I'm not really any help. Yeah. Well, apparently I can't either, because this is what I got. But yeah, it'll be annoying to frog, but I do really like the yarn. It is very, very soft. This is kind of my, I said the other day that I had never used a mandala yarn, and I actually need to retract that statement because I have used mandala thick and quick, because there was like a really pretty rainbow one, but I haven't used really like any of like the other cakes. So anyways, let's get to crocheting. Now, right now I am using cake batter, ice cream brand, Lion Brand yarn. It is the perfect. The colors are just perfect. They change colors quickly enough that you can really get a sense of all of the colors, which I really like because self-striping yarn, I don't love. But yeah. So yeah, I'm using a 6.5 millimeter hook for this. Oh, such a squeegee. 6.5 millimeter hook for this project, and it is making, ice cream is a 3-weight yarn, so there are, a lot of holes. This is going to be a lot more breathable than its companion. Yeah, see, I actually like pretty much exclusively use acrylic yarn because I'm poor. So yeah, I mean, like, if you wanted to make warmer weather wearables, and again, that's one of your goals, is to make more wearables, then, acrylic is definitely an option there. But I really like it for stuffies and things like that. I just find that it, so many natural fibers tend to split or catch on your hook or whatever, and acrylic, good acrylics tend to not split as much. It's a sensory thing. Oh yeah, I totally understand. Are there some acrylics that like you can like that are like soft enough or have the right texture for you, or is it just acrylic period? I would say send me all your acrylic yarn and I'll send you all my non-acrylic yarn, but all my yarns. I handle nice acrylics like from Hobie. The cheap stuff drives me crazy. Yeah, honestly, I use Big Twist Value for just because like the color selection is fantastic. It is so good, and it's more readily available to me. So in like towards the end, like as I was like moving back and forth between this yarn, which is very soft, and this yarn, which feels like a fucking Brillo pad, or like barbed wire, I was very unhappy. Like it's thicker, which means it's much easier to grip with your left hand, if you're a right-handed crocheter. But it just feels awful. It feels like I'm working with scrubby yarn, which I don't like to do that. but Joann is a pain in the ass, so don't go there. I'm a creature of habit. See, I much prefer Joann to Michaels because I just like my Michaels, like they're really not known for their yarn. I imagine I've seen a bunch of like videos of hauls and stuff, and people find like great, amazing selection at Michaels. But whenever I go to mine, it's picked through. Everything is all over the place. It is total chaos, and it just gives me anxiety. It's like 4 yards. Yeah, that's mine. Um, yeah, my Walmart's not great. I don't shop at Hobby Lobby. Um, so yeah, I mean, like, definitely shopping online is ideal. Um, my favorite place to shop online, unfortunately, is Ice Yarns, and this is not, everybody knows like Ice Yarns. The yarn is cheap, the shipping's high, so um, yeah. So you order online. Yeah, I mean that just makes sense. It's just what you have to do. But like I really like Ice Yarns. What I don't like is that I can't physically touch things. I'm very tactile, and I kind of need that like touch to like no. And then also like colors sometimes are iffy online. So did you see that Premiere just added I think like 8 or something new colors of Premiere Basics? So although that is a cheaper acrylic yarn, I don't know if you like that. Ice yarns, like I, there's something for everyone, and I I I'm always like, ooh, this is just fun, and you can try ice yarns. Let me think of the names. There are 2 stores that I know about, online stores that I know about that sell ice yarns, but you can buy them you can buy like individual balls. Like ice has a lot of like 8 packs, 4 packs, stuff like that. Um, and uh, it's not Nitpicks. Actually, is it Nitpicks? Nitpicks might be one. Um, what's the other store? Oh, I'm so bad at this. Yeah. Um, but I've been looking at a lot of stores. I actually ordered from Hirschner's for the first time. Um, and am interested to see how quickly it ships out. Little Knits, yeah, maybe Little Knits. There's also something called Knitpicks. What do they do? Did they make my ball winder? I don't know. But yeah, but that's nice because then you can like buy just one ball it and then like give it a try, see if you like it, and then you can order from Ice Yarns and pay the big old shipping cost. I wish I would have done that because the yarn that I use as the separator for my rainbows is it's not bad yarn. It's just not my ideal yarn. This is not making it look great, but I have so much of this. I have like 15 skeins of this, and if I had tried it before, if I had touched it, if I had seen it, probably wouldn't have bought it. I heard of both. I get my bare yarn from Knitpicks. Okay. My brain feels like it's melting. So I am in the process of getting over a super fun, contagious stomach bug. And unfortunately, I gave it to Mel, which sucks because it's not a party. um, and uh, yeah. So my older sister is actually getting married tomorrow. Wait, what is today? It's Thursday. Wait, it's Thursday? Oh man. Time flies when you are sick. Um, my older sister is getting married tomorrow, and she's getting married in Charleston, South Carolina, which is about a 5-hour drive one way. And I drive stick. I don't have cruise control. And I get so weak that like my limbs start shaking. And I'm like, I just don't feel like this is like a great idea to go. And plus the fact that we know it's contagious definitely isn't, happy wedding day, you have diarrhea. Like, whatever feelings I have towards my sister, they're not that bad that I would want to give her that. um, so we are sitting this one out. I didn't want to pull focus from her on her special day, but I was like, you don't want me there. Okay, where's my phone? Okay, I'm gonna try to find those websites because it bothers me that I cannot tell you. Okay. I get so many ads. Oh yeah, but Premier Yarns added colors to does Mary Maxim do? They do all kinds of crazy shit there. Did they do yarn? I know they do yarn, but I'm seeing if they do ice yarns. Congratulations, here's some flaming diarrhea. Exactly. Yeah, I did not want to do that because I'm already her least favorite brother. So why is it just gone? Like, I see these freaking ads all the time, and they're like, oh, this is on sale. Oh, this is on sale. Oh. And then, like, I can never find them when I'm looking for them. Oh, I'm getting, like, mad hot flashes from this illness, though. Had a colonoscopy this morning, so I'm right there with you. Yeah. I believe that I am heading that direction. I have that trajectory for this year or next year. So depends on how quickly they can get me in. I'm seeing a gastro in August. That's the earliest they can get me in. And I'm like, I just want to stop pooping. Please. Where are these? Where are these places? I get so many emails and I cannot find one. Okay, one day I'll tell you. The cocktail I had to drink was nasty. Ooh, yeah, I've heard prep for colonoscopy is like next level. You are, things are leaving your body that have been in there probably since you were a toddler. And yeah, I've heard it's no fun. But, you know, safety first. Much rather you know you're healthy and your team, the prep is worse than the procedure. Yes, that's exactly what I've heard. Yeah, so you being healthy is the most important thing. So, unfortunately, if that's what you gotta do, that's what you gotta do. But, man, wouldn't it be cool if there was another way to do it? I know there's like things like Cologuard and stuff like that, if like they're just screening for colon cancer. But like you have to be like not high risk, and there's like, will your insurance pay for it and all this stuff. But sometimes that's not what they're in there for, so can't use Cologuard for that. I've seen a lot of those commercials, so it's the only reason I know anything about that. But yeah. But I'm glad you're through it. Yeah. You know, we're all, getting older at the same rate. And, like I said, just being healthy, catching things early, that becomes the tune more and more as we age. So, yeah. If you didn't catch this earlier, I said it at the beginning of the video. I did do a live stream earlier today. Yes, I'm doing 2 in one day. What inspired me to? I actually I just need to crochet, so that usually does it. But I am very mentally tired from the live that I did. I talked about inclusivity, and I'm not just talking about the LGBTQ plus community. I'm talking about everyone, and no matter what, how we start to divide people, how we can be more inclusive, how we can grow and learn and be better people. It is something I'm super passionate about. It's something that sometimes I'll just sit and think, and I'll just be thinking, how can I be a better person? How can I do this? How can I do that? So it was a really important video for me to make. So I don't often recommend watching my replays, honestly. Like, they're not great. uh, I personally hate watching replays. I find it, well, maybe not so much. Maybe you won't feel this way as much for mine because my chat doesn't go bananas. Because they usually have a smaller crowd. But when people are like just responding to the chat the whole video, I'm like, I don't want to watch that. Like, but back to the point. If you could do me a solid, and at some point at your leisure, if you desire to, not going to make you do anything you don't want to do, watch that video. I think, personally speaking, that, it could be a good conversation starter. But feed the piggies. But yeah, so it was something that it I wanted to do for a little while, and I wanted to make sure that I was in the right place to get my message across as I wanted to. So, yeah, that was really like, what I wanted to, and I feel like I accomplished that goal. I am happy and satisfied with what I produced. I just would like to build some conversation into it. Um, oh, side note, I would love some opinions on my hair color for Pride. Now, it's hard to tell. It looks darker than it is. It's actually super light, like it's almost blonde, copper. And I was gonna go a deeper shade of copper for Pride, for Pride Day, here in Raleigh. But I've been looking at I just saw some old pictures of me, and when I had like the bright yellow hair and the bright green hair, and or just like the darker green hair, even like just like fun colors, the rainbow. I'm not doing that again. At least not the way I did it, because I did the neon rainbow, and that just like washed right out of my hair. Like half of it did, and half of it stayed green. But if you have any suggestions for what color I should dye my hair for Pride, I would really appreciate that. I do have, you might be able to see the gold tinsel in my hair. I have some throughout my hair because I'm extra. I love sparkle. Why am I not going to have these in my hair? And I can color over them. I can bleach my hair and they don't lose their color. They're amazing. This is like new age, like newfangled technology. And they stay in for a super long time. But as long as it goes with gold, which everything goes with gold, right? So the only color I won't do is purple. Purple does not stay in my hair. I can do like a red purple, but purple just washes right out of my hair, so it's like a huge waste of money for me. And I'm always thinking about that dollar. But yeah, so I'm like, should I go neon yellow again? Because that was kind of a vibe. That was kind of the look. Neon green was fun, but I kind of needed that neon yellow base to go as bright green as I did. So if you have any suggestions or, want to throw some out there, I will take it. I could do a split. No, I don't feel like I could do a split dye because the only time I've had a split dye is where my hair was longer, it was down, and I had bangs. So things worked a lot better, but a split dye, like, will just kind of, like, all this hair covers up what's under here. So it's not really super effective, although I find that I love the way split dyes look. I'm using my Furls Virgo hook. This is actually the second Furls hook I bought. And I bought it off of Amazon before I knew I only knew a little bit about furls at the time. I already had one that was very generously gifted to me by Granny D. If you don't know Granny D, I don't know how you know me because she is much more popular. But she actually gifted me a ton of yarn, and when I first met her, and she gave me my first Furls hook, which was a cookies and cream, which have since been discontinued. So I, feel really special to have that cookies and cream. It was an eye hook. And then I was looking for Furls hooks, and I for some reason, I didn't think to look on the Furls site. Granny D is a real sweetheart. As sweet as she is online, she is even better, if possible, in person. Um, I've met up with her twice. One that first time, she had actually won a giveaway from me, and she lived like an hour away from me. So it was like, hey, do you want to meet up? And um, I'll give you your prize. And she was like, yeah, that sounds awesome. And and then she comes in typical Granny D fashion. She comes with just as much yarn as I have in the giveaway, and we just basically trade yarn. Like, she brought so much yarn. And I was just like, I thought I was destashing. Guess what? But she's sweet and gave me my first furls, and I'll forever cherish it. Um, and yes, she is such a sweetheart. And then I also had, I believe it was a lunch. I don't think it was a dinner. I had a lunch with her and David Browning. And as you might know, David is no longer with us, unfortunately. And I feel really honored and blessed to have had that time with him. David was someone who is so special, because he really knew his stuff, and I wouldn't diminish his like online presence as a persona, because I think it was absolutely him, but like, just to see him like be a little bit more like, just like, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it was different than he was online, in like a good, relaxing, funny. He was so funny. And he was so accepting of me when I came out as trans. And he, like, even so much so, like, this was really cool. Like, he had his Monday Men series where he would interview, yeah, I don't know if anyone does. I feel like I might have heard something about a heart, but I don't know that. Please don't quote me on that. What was it saying? Oh yeah, he was just hilarious, and he had just this beautiful dry wit that was so fun and funny to hang out with, and like it just was special that I got to experience that with Granny D. And it's nice to meet people from online in person, because it's just like a different experience. I think that no matter how hard you try as someone who films or whatever, there's some sense of like structure or personality trait or something that kind of comes through on the computer that you wouldn't, that maybe that's not exactly how you act when you meet people. I don't know why my voice is like cracking. It's probably because I've talked so much today. Oh my gosh. But it's wonderful to meet people, bringing the yarn community together. It's just really, really nice. I've met so many people who I just believe are like total angels on earth. They are such kind, wonderful people. And, if I had the ability to meet them in person, I would just, like, also, I kind of fangirl. You know, I can't help it. It's just who I am. But then, once that settles, I'm like, okay, I'm cool. I'm like, I actually have, I don't have it here with me. It's at my house, but I have a beret made specifically for me by David. And yes, I will cherish that. I went through a short-lived beret phase. I have never worn a beret out of the house in my life. But for some reason, that's what I did. Yeah. Are you working on anything, Mary? Are you working up anything? As we know, I'm making this cardigan, which hopefully will be done, but by the time that I am dead. um, and you know, hopefully, I will not sweat. Actually, I mean, like sweat belts and stuff like that are known for good weight loss. Could do that. I hope I don't pass out at Pride. If I had the booty shorts. There's a lot of moving pieces for this Pride. And I really hope that I can get my crochet pieces done so that I can wear them. A rainbow blanket for your great niece. That is cool. I would love to see that. Yeah, that sounds super fun. I love making gifts for the people I love. It's so nice. I I do find a lot of difficulty in like settling on a pattern or an idea because I'm always like, are they gonna like it? What about this? What about that? What about this yarn? What about that yarn? And it just takes me forever to like execute. But it does make me really happy to be able to craft and just make something special and handmade. Those are the things that, um, people will cherish. And, you know, that's that's wonderful to be able to have like an impact like that. This yarn is so soft. I don't want to go back to big twist. But I have to. So all I've done is the rows necessary to create the height of the shoulder. I think it's gonna be baggy. As I've just tried to kind of size it. I've measured like sleeves on my shirts to make sure that it's big enough, but how big, well, I guess we'll see. But I have to do basically one more trip around that will sew up the or will crochet together. No, I haven't. I have not finished one project. I am so annoyed that I am in the position that I am in. So I talked a little bit about it in another video. I think I called it Stops and Starts because, so basically, I started with the mesh top. I got all the way up to the shoulder, and all of a sudden, the pattern made no sense to me. I was like, what is happening? I spent an hour on here trying to figure out how to do it. I spent many hours off the computer trying to figure out how to do it. And I was like, I've got to quit. I was gonna start doing the back to see if I could figure it out, but then I was like, what if I put all this time in and then I still don't figure it out? So I moved on to the Pride cardigan, which is what I'm currently working on. Now with the Pride cardigan, I started it, and as I was working on it, so I started the rainbow side first. And as I was working on it, and as it kind of sat on my lap, I was like, this is really like hot. Like, this is really warm because I used acrylic yarn. Recall back to when I said I was poor. So I used acrylic yarn, and it's not the most breathable. You're not really supposed to make summer garments with it. So there's I just, proved why. So I stopped that, and I was like, okay, scrap that idea. Let me make these booty shorts. And then the pattern for the booty shorts messed up. And I'm like, can I just get a break? So I am back to the cardigan. I am committed to finishing it. I also bought some, I found these, it's kind of like a garland with like different pieces hanging off of it. But it's of like little holographic discs, and I'm gonna like have them like dangling off my arms like a dramatic whatever. So I'm adding the drama where I can. But I am determined to get this cardigan done. So at least I have one thing that, push comes to shove, I can wear. I'm really hoping to figure out the shorts. Once I figure out the shorts, it should be fast enough. It's not like there's a lot of real estate that needs to be covered. But just the pattern that I use. Hi, Louise, Team Pam. Say no to Bud Light. Yeah, because it tastes like piss. But pride is important, and I don't really have time for your bad takes. So if you're gonna troll me, I'm just going to, one, make fun of you, and then I'm gonna block you. So. But yeah, so this is the trans pride side. That rhyme. So these colors, I mean, it's like, isn't that amazing? This yarn is giving me life. It is so great. And then the, let's see. We have here. So this is the rainbow side. Put this on your Bud Light can. You don't think companies should get political? Do you not think that politicians should be funded by companies? Because that's what the situation is. So companies should absolutely be political. And people having rights, if that's about politics to you, you're not paying attention. And you also said, you said say no to Bud Light, and then you said you're not against them. Make up your mind. We are almost at an hour, but I feel like I haven't crocheted at all. I've just been talking and gesticulating with my hands. Hi, Slicey Slicer. Happy Pride Month. Woo woo. I am currently crocheting a cardigan. Half of it will be rainbow. I just showed it, but I'm gonna show it again because I'm proud of it. Half of it will be rainbow, and the other half will be trans pride colors because I am a trans man, and I am very proud of that fact. It'd be cooler if I didn't have to, do the whole rigmarole. But that just is what it is. My day's been good, actually. Thank you so much for asking. How's your day been? I am actually recording my second live of the day. The first live of the day, I talked about inclusivity. This would be good for you. At this point, we can't buy it because people would judge us if we did at the store. So I hear you. I hear what you're saying. But imagine, so if companies are afraid to take a stance on LGBTQ plus rights, imagine what it is like to live as an LGBTQ plus individual. Imagine the message that you send to those people in your life, whether you know they are there or not, that you will not, that you can't even, that you can't even buy a freaking beer because you'll get judged. Just think about it. Okay. So, sorry, got a little pedestal. It happens. This is something I'm really passionate about because this is my life. I don't get to choose whether or not I don't get to choose whether or not, people judge me like based on what beer I buy, because they're judging me based on the fact that I have a low voice, I have a large chest, I have a masculine name, and I identify as a man. I don't get so if you want to be an ally to the community, we would love to have you as an ally. We would absolutely love to have you as an ally. We will take all the allies we can get. But one of the steps that you have to take as an ally is saying, if you think that your judgment is going to stop me from doing whatever the hell I want and supporting the people I want, fuck off. Simplest way to put it. People don't like what you're doing. The word of the day, as I described earlier, in my other video, which is about inclusivity. It's not just about the queer community. It's about everyone. It's about based on skin color, mental illness, physical capabilities, all kinds of things. So I think it's a great video. If you want to go watch it, you can go watch it. Do whatever you want. But if you really want to show you're a good ally, then what other people think of you if you decide to support a community, even if you're just buying beer, like you don't have to support the community to go buy the beer. Like you can, you know, you can still have whatever opinions you have and go buy the beer, you know. But if you want to be a good ally, accept that everyone's entitled to their opinion. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one, but you don't have to be one. So, sorry. I don't want to be preachy, but like this is my life. I have to live every day in this world where people are scared to buy beer because people might judge them. You know? Think about it from my perspective and then think how silly it sounds. It's a shame what people have been happening lately. I've never seen threatening stories that sell Pride products. Exactly. And like I said, that thing that I saw, it's like if companies are afraid to show their support for the community, then what does it say about the safety of the people in the community? That speaks volumes, right? And I'm sorry you live in a place where people judge you. I'm in the South. I understand. We invented judgment. You know? So like I get it. But take a stance. Stick with it. Don't support JK Rowling. You know. Hey Lulu. It's great to see you too. I'm so happy to see you. I'm making a Pride cardigan, hexagon cardigan. Everyone's making them. Half of it is rainbow, and the other half is trans Pride colors. So I'm gonna be rocking that during Pride. I will be sweating because it is acrylic yarn, but I made my decisions. Um, so yeah. Sorry to get all up in your face, but it's what I do. I don't have a big mouth, but I do have a lot of opinions, and I'll I go off sometimes. Happy Pride Month, yes. Yes, that would be wonderful. You know, I keep on referencing this, so I apologize if you're hearing it again and again. But I did a video on inclusivity earlier today, and I not just on the LGBTQ plus community, but everyone, every subsection of human, any way you can slice and dice groups of people. I feel like, you know, how do we as a culture move forward with inclusivity? Thank you very much. This is actually my mother-in-law's house. This is her office. She's such a great eye. Do you know Luke Hudson? I do not. Who is that? Yeah, please educate me. So yeah, my mother-in-law's great at home decor. Mine is a little bit more spooky. Plus, you have a green hook. Yes, this is a Furls Virgo K hook, and I love it. And I love a Furls for a granny stitch. Just if I'm gonna be like rolling my wrist a lot to like yarn over, yarn over, yarn over, I find that like I pretty much have to use the furls, otherwise I can't do. I just don't have the endurance. You're married? Yes, I am. I am married to a beautiful woman named Melanie. Yeah, the Virgo hook is really a special one. They really did great there. Plus, green's my favorite color, which I guess makes perfect sense that I am in a green room. And so I have two stuffies that I've made in the past like week and a half. I made this for my mother-in-law. I've been seeing them everywhere, and I just think they're super cute. Oh yeah, you should be with a guy. Why? I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to being with a guy. I'm pansexual. But I found my soulmate. So why would you want me to not be with my soulmate? Lulu, I love every word you just said. I'm just like, yes, 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 yes. Feel ya. I'm actually a person of color myself. I'm kind of queer too, not to mention neurodivergent. Totally understand that. I'm not a person of color, but I am queer and I am neurodivergent. I really wish the world worked differently sometimes. Yes, absolutely. And, it's like, I talked about kind of like what we can do um, to learn to accept other people's differences, but then at the same time, I wanted to make sure that I addressed that, like, hey, like the burden of becoming educated and becoming more accepting and all this stuff, the burden is not on the person who is existing in this marginalized group. The burden is on the person who's got beef with it. They need to learn, and they need to learn on their own time. This person might want to educate them, but they don't have to. They're not required to. They're just trying to live their lives. We're all just trying to live our lives and be happy. Spending and look, everyone, life takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy to get up, go do your day, go do all these things, make sure, you're staying connected with your family, your friends, and all this stuff. Life takes a lot of energy. Why are you gonna spend some of that precious, precious energy to be hateful? Get a hobby, you know? I love talk. Oh, I wanted to show you my green. So I know. So you might look at this and be like, "What the fuck? What is going on?" But I wanted to start making things that I called queerdos or like queer just friends, and uh, put them in post-op kits for trans folks just so they can have like a little buddy that's different. It's it looks a little different than something. I know this is a really weird, I mean, it's weird. I don't care. Like, I'm not gonna apologize that it's weird. I made it weird. And it's just fun to play with. Also, like, if you're neurodivergent like me, maybe you have like kind of tactile sensations that you really enjoy. And like for me, like every time I touch this little thing, I'm just like, yeah. I don't know why. That's just what it is. But I have a lot of green around me. Boop, 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 boop. This is Winston. Um, this one doesn't have a name. Whoever is gifted this beautiful creature will be able to name it. So yes, lots of green around me. There's a beautiful plant. There's actually plants kind of everywhere in this room except on camera. Um, everyone like a human. Mary, you go. That's, yeah. Treat people like humans, but also recognize that every person has a different story. I'm not saying what you're doing is wrong. I'm just saying every person has a different story, different life experience. Society might treat them a certain way because of their skin color, of their, neurodivergency, of, their physical capabilities, of the way they look, and listening to someone and being compassionate is the greatest gift we can give not only other people but ourselves. You know, just just being good people, and it's so rewarding to learn about other people, to be able to swap stories about your experiences and without judgment. That's what good friends are for. I hope you all have good friends. I that sounded super sarcastic. I did not mean it to sound sarcastic. I really hope that you all have great friends and great family. Family can be yes or no. It just depends on your situation. But in the queer community, there's a lot of conversation about chosen family, because as you know, some people who are in the queer community do face, you know, family issues because of their identity, or their sexual orientation or their gender expression. And finding people who you hold dear to your heart, that are as much of your as much as of your sorry, I don't know. Words are so hard. Yes, I love a good just tactile thing. I have so Slicey, I don't believe I've seen you here before. If I'm incorrect, please let me know. But just a little bit about me. Name's Ian. I'm a weirdo. I have bipolar disorder, I have borderline personality disorder, and I have panic disorder, or anxiety with panic, blah, 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 and PTSD. And I sometimes my panic has like levels, and it also can move laterally, but like I have a box right by my couch of just like all sensory and all sensory toys, because like sometimes like the only thing that can bring me back, like through like dissociation or like anything like that, or like being catatonic, like my dog is super helpful for that. Those things make a huge difference. So I'm glad that you know that that is helpful for you, and you can use that to go through the world and look look to find things that help you. It's important to know, because I didn't always I obviously I knew if something felt good, but I never knew, hey, I could be in a pickle, and this thing that feels good could make me feel better. And that's a pretty cool thing to know about yourself. I don't know where I became so preachy. I'm sorry. I feel like I've been like hopping on and off the soapbox. Not my intention, but I just have dad tendencies. I always have. If you met my father, you would understand why. Um, because he loves to explain things, and I do too. Over explain? Also, yes. Guilty. These hot flashes are really unfortunate. I, okay, so here's a little something. As some of you know, surgeries are in. I love FLARP. I don't know what FLARP is. What's FLARP? I'm gonna Google that. Snooze, snooze. Hopefully, I don't close the freaking window again. That was annoying. FLARP, what are you? Oh, yeah, that stuff. I love to make it fart. I am indeed new. Glad I found your channel. Yay. Hardly anyone around me bothers relating to me or people who are different for that matter. I understand. I understand completely, and I'm so glad you're here because I can be part of your chosen family if you want. And you will always have a seat at my table. I used so many metaphors in this inclusivity video. I used so many metaphors. One of them was a seat at the table. And I just kept on using it over and over and over and over. But I really, you like believe in my heart that, you know, there are our tribe, our people are out there, and we just have, we're gonna spend our lives finding them here, there, everywhere. I'm sorry that that's your experience, but I'm glad you're here. Trying to figure out if I'm in a corner or not. Not in a corner. Yeah, so I'm sweating because I'm getting over a stomach bug. I'll spare you the gory details. I did tell some of them earlier. I can't help it. My mouth is just. But oh yeah, I have ADHD. Forgot that one. No idea what I was saying, but it probably wasn't important. Yeah. So I'm just trying to power through and crochet. I tend to crochet faster when I'm not on line, but I have more fun. And isn't that what it's all about? Fun. I'm like, I must I must do this. I will do many lives a day just to get this done. And then my wrist is like dead. Cannot be resuscitated. Yeah. Everyone is welcome here, even trolls. Honestly, I do not care. Sometimes having pride, just having pride, or maybe it's down here. I don't know where it is for you. Just having pride in the title of my video just attracts trolls. And you know what? I'm ready for it because There's nothing you can tell me that's gonna make me not be myself, not be proud of all I've done and accomplished in this life. Crocheting keeps me sane. I wish I could say the same, but I'm not. I'm not really sane. So that's not saying much. But I, you know, I do think that the crochet is really good for my mental health. Um, I've said it before. I'll say it again. Um, Keeping your hands busy, the tactile nature of like you're touching different yarns, you're touching your hook. Like sometimes you're using a metal hook and it's cool, and then maybe once you start using it, it starts to heat up and it's a different temperature. Like because like I'm disabled, I'm trying to get social security disability, and I can't work. So I have got to do something to keep my mind, keep my body stimulated, although my body could use a lot more physical stimulation. Ooh, that sounded dirty. But I mean, I wouldn't mind that either. But I could probably walk. I could probably go in the sun more. You might not be able to tell, but I am the color of paper. um, you know, but crocheting has helped me so much. And one of the, you know, and also it's given me a way to help my community. So Slicey, do I call you Slicey? Is that what you want to be known as? Like, I'll call you whatever. But I make packers, and packers are basically synthetic, like prosthetic penises. But don't think about it like that. Think about it, it's just a function to generally create a bulge in your pants if you don't naturally have one. And so and there are companies out there that make wonderful packers that are pretty pricey. And I the one that I have purchased, is kind of heavy, so it kind of pulls my underwear down. So I'm sagging a little bit, and that's not the desired effect. And then also it's made of silicone, and your groin is a warm place. Cool, great. I love your name. It's really fun to say. It just feels good in the mouth. You know what I mean? Like, it just feels good in the mouth to say Slicey Slicer. It's just fun. But what was I saying just a moment ago? I don't know what to do. My brain has turned off. I look like I'm pooping. Oh, before they do get quite expensive. Okay, thank you for bringing that back around, because I totally forgot. But yeah, the groin area is pretty warm, and so on a hot summer day, the last thing that you want in a warm area is a sticky heat device. So I make them by I make them with cotton and polyfill, and they are much cooler. They don't get nearly as hot. In fact, they're kind of moisture wicking, and so it makes the area cooler. And I make these for people who fall under the trans umbrella wherever they fall. And or people who are cosplaying or whatever, like whatever reason you need it, I'll make it. But it's given me such tremendous purpose. So crocheting, like, you said it keeps you sane. Like, I totally understand that. I yeah. Um, it has lifted me out slightly of my existential dread, depression, because I'm able to help people, and that is helpful. Get lost in that too, happens all the time. Okay, so by the way, I'm from northern Illinois, bordering southern Wisconsin. You'd be surprised at how intolerant and conservative the people are over there. It's a bit discouraging. I understand. I live in the South. I live in North Carolina, which I believe we're a swing state. I have mostly lived in the more progressive parts of the state, but I live in the outskirts of the big city, and it's a huge toss up. Huge toss up as to what you'll get. But I started. I think I was. I think I was. Trying to guesstimate time, not go time. Maybe like 21, 22. And I realized, hey, I'm an adult now. I get to choose who I want in my life. This goes back to the chosen family thing. But if people aren't accepting of me, no skin on my back. One less number that I have to put in my phone. One less person I have to keep in touch with. But it is very discouraging when you live in an area. I had kind of a troll earlier. I think you came in right after. But they were saying people would judge them if they bought Bud Light. And I was like, well, I would judge someone for buying Bud Light because it tastes like piss. But, but the fact that they had the Pride logo, or, the fact that they're, embracing Pride. And, it's like, if you want to be, there are going to be those people around you, regardless of how you live your life. So why don't you live your life the way that you want to? Yeah, it's harder in some senses, but you don't have to live a lie, and also some things you can't hide. You can hide your sexuality, you can hide your gender identity, but you can't hide your skin color. I mean, I guess technically, like, you could if you like applied makeup all over your body, but like that it's not realistic, right? So like but it's so hard when you are in these oppressive environments to just thrive. But I believe in you. I got your back. And if you ever need to talk, like, you can, like, so I don't think I have it. I don't think I have it in my description box, but if you are on Facebook and you would like to join, I mean, it's free to join, so why not, right? Um, so there is a group called Army of Weirdos. It is my group, but it's basically just my friends from the internet. And we talk a lot about crochet, but we talk about important issues as well, or we talk about whatever. And there's a wide variety of people in there, and you know, as wide as it can be, as 26 people. It's, you know, not like hundreds or anything. But so you can have support there if you're having a tough day, someone was a prick to you, you know, whatever. Like you can always comment in there and get some support. I'll definitely be there for you. So you know, I don't need to know you for years and years to have your back. But I'm sorry, you know, you can get all the support in the world, but it still feels like shit sometimes. I'm sorry you gotta go through that, but you don't have to go through it alone. So, big heart. Yes, so would love to see you there. Slacy. Oh my gosh, I want to get that like tattooed on me. I don't know why, but like it just like sounds so good in my mouth. If I will say, if you are looking for that Facebook group, there are a couple groups that come up with the same name. Mine is the one with a green like rectangular pillow that says fuck. If that gives you any indication of the kind of person that I am. I cannot wait to be better. I'm so hot in this like lamp. This is just like radiating heat from the sun. So I am reaching the end of my row. I just gotta get this little sucker in this chain. I think I only did like 2 rows the whole time, and I've been here for an hour and a half. But you know, whatever. Progress is progress. Can't judge ourselves too hard. Really appreciate your help. I've actually been looking for people to talk to lately. Oh, that's great. So I don't use it nearly as much as I thought I would at the beginning, but I use it every once in a while when I have questions about disorders that I have. So there is an app called Alike. So it's called Alike. I know it's available for Androids. I don't know if it's available for iPhones. I'm sure it is. Everything is. But things usually come to iPhones before they come to Androids anyways. But what's cool about this, and this is like something I don't think I've seen before, if you want more contact with people who have similar disorders or whatever, they don't break into subsections like, you know, person of color, things like that, so that, you know, that is what it is. But so what you do is it'll say like, what are you diagnosed with, and so you type in all your disorders. Maybe it's like me and you're like, oh, like putting the whole DSM on there. And then it also asks you your medication. Now, you don't have to do this if you don't feel comfortable doing this. I didn't feel comfortable doing this. I was like, what? Why would I do that? Like, why? I don't want to put my medication in this random app. Like, I'll put every disorder I've ever been diagnosed with, but and this is like mental and physical. So if you have any physical issues, you can also put like, let's say, like, I have hypothyroidism. So I put that there, and I've actually found that there were a lot of things in my life that my thyroid was affecting that I didn't know. So this is a really helpful app. But it's a good sense of community. So if you don't, you can or you can't put put your medications in there if you take medications. And what it does is basically like your feed is like everyone who has anything in common with you. And it'll say, this person posted this person posted a thing about bipolar disorder. So it'll have like a tag, and then people will talk, and a like health. Mine is not called a like health, but not in the thing. Yes, it is yellow, and it's like a kind of like a C shape in white. Yeah, I would zoom in to show you it. I mean, that's the one, but yeah. So that's a good source of a community if you're like, for me, I'm bipolar. I get my meds get changed all the time, and sometimes I just want to stop going to the psychiatrist because I'm fucking tired of these changes. And so, like, I can write that in that, and then tag bipolar, and people get it, And so, finding acceptance, especially since you are neurodivergent, finding other people who are neurodivergent with a similar issue as you, it's nice. I think it's nice. You might not like it. If you don't like it, delete that. It does. I. It does do a lot of notifications once it realizes that you'll actually use the app. So, just a heads up. But I have had so much fun. I'm actually super tired and am gonna go to bed because I am an old man. And no, it's just being sick. I'm actually a night owl. Usually I'm up till like 3 a.m. And now I'm going to bed at like 8. It's actually 11 o'clock, so it's not too shameful. R.I.P. George Floyd. Yes, absolutely. Am I thinking about the right person? Let me make sure, because I want to make sure that I'm... God, I'm sweating like a motherfucker. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Okay. I was thinking of the right person. It wasn't, it's not super recent. So I was like, did someone else named George Floyd die? And I don't know who this is. Like, so that's what that was. But yes, absolutely. Thank you for bringing that into my community. We always want to honor those people who lost their lives in a way that is fucked up. So thank you for bringing that in here. Yes. Thank you all for hanging out with me. I've been slower today, but we're doing our best. So I love you all. Thank you so much for joining, and I will talk to you later. Bye. Use this mouse.